Hello and welcome back to Substream News. Now, if you like technology, innovation, dystopia, futurism, gadgets, health, culture, and things all of that ilk, drop us a sub, drop us a follow, like, subscribe, do all of that business. Let's get on with today's stories. Sorry for that little pitch there, but had to be done. Anyway, first story today, NVIDIA, the graphics card computer processing power company, is dropping their first home computer. It's going to cost about 3,000 US dollars. But why? Well, it's a powerful, super powerful computer that can run AI models from your home. This will kind of expand the AI revolution generation movement because it will let people do it from the comfort of their home, and they won't have to go to big AI companies to do stuff. Now, they're calling this Project Digits. It's a small desktop computer, and of course it's aimed at researchers, data scientists, and even students who want to experiment with AI models. Not just ChatGPT and text-to-image generators, but things that are much more powerful. Could be training AI models, AI video generation, and such. It contains NVIDIA's new chip, that's the GB10 Grace Blackwell super chip, which they just recently debuted at CES 2025 in Las Vegas, which is one of the world's, if not the world's biggest technology show. The home computer is planned to launch in May, and it can be operated as a standalone PC or connected to a Windows or Mac. So I'm very curious to see how that will actually work in reality. Now, CEO Jensen Huang, he has made a comment. He calls this a cloud computing platform that sits on your desk. I think it's really cool. There's not too much more to know, but if you want to look into the technical details like RAM, storage, well, I can tell you RAM is 128 gigabytes, that's massive, and 4 terabytes of storage, that's also massive. But if you want to get deeper into the details, go down to the link in our video description and read more. We, however, are moving on to the next story. Let's go. Right, I'm just moving into the shade because the sun was blinding my eyes. The next home computer, if we can call it that, is the Omnia from a company called Withings or Withings. Not familiar with this until this story, but I think it's pretty cool. It's a consumer technology that is very much in concept mode. We don't know yet if this will reach stores or will be reach full production at all, but I think it's very interesting and well worth telling you guys about. Their official stance is that it's not just a product, it's a transformative experience that reimagines digital health possibilities. Now, what am I talking about? It's very sci-fi, very futuristic. It's a full body health scan that you can do at home, and it just kind of looks like a smart mirror. You stand in front of it, it scans you and tells you kind of everything that it can. 360 degrees, and you can do it daily at home. Now, what kind of information could you get from it? I've got it here. It says weight, heart and lung health, sleep metrics, nutrition, things like that. As well as the mirror, you would have to wear a wearable, like a bracelet, that would help give it more information to back up the scans. Now, the mirror would be interactive via touch and voice assistant, and it could also serve as a telemedicine portal to connect you to doctors and nurses or other healthcare professionals remotely, which I think is really good. And then they obviously can give you advice. We covered a story like this before about like a 3D hologram where doctors visit you. I think this is even better if they could actually kind of appear through your mirror if something was flagged during your self-body scan at home. Now, let's imagine this did get built and released. The costs would likely be completely inhibitive to the average person. So this is super tech for the super rich, probably. Anyway, let's move on. I think that's really cool. Let me know in the comments, how much would you pay for that? Because there's nothing more valuable in life than your health, right? Wrong? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Let's move on. No period in history has been particularly peaceful, uneventful, or chill. But for some reason, it seems like we live in extra stressful times. Why is that? Is it just that due to the news and social media and globalization, we are just more acutely aware of the world and allow it to stress us? Back in the past, simple times, maybe you lived on your farm, you didn't know much about the outside world and what was going on, and you didn't let it get to you. Well, maybe stress has changed. Maybe humans have evolved to embrace stress more. Well, we don't always know what's going on with our bodies, our hormones, our chemicals. There's so much on the inside that, we can't see and can't really measure until now, because this latest innovation from a company called Eli Health is a hormone monitor. Yes, it measures your hormones and other things like cortisol and progesterone. So it's basically a wand, like, a little stick, a little smart stick. It's a collection tip with at one end that you hold in your mouth for 1 minute. So a bit like a thermometer, right? But this is a hormometer. Once it has absorbed your spit, you put it on a table horizontally and leave it for 20 minutes while the cartridge's network of built-in microfluids get to work. Now, after 20 minutes, once it's done its thing, it will be connected to your smartphone. It will start delivering your report. Now, this is the interesting part. It will tell you different things like your individual baseline levels, suggestions for how to manage your health better, if you are stressed, if not. More and more detailed data will be provided in your reports over time as it learns you. Now, this is the story that's been reported on the news, the general tech websites. They're all just talking about, oh, isn't this cool? Now, here at Substream News, we like to think a little bit differently, because we see the world from a tech POV that's perhaps a little bit more cautious, because we're looking far into the future about how tech will change the world. And I would say that the bigger story here is human health data. You may know these like ancestry testing kits, DNA testing. They often keep your data and sell it, right? Like, imagine how much health insurers would pay to get all of that DNA data from millions of sets of data from people willingly giving up, actually paying to give it up. That's my bigger concern for a product like this. If this was to become normalized, a normal piece of technology in the home, millions of people giving away their spit to a device that's taking all the data from it, putting it in a database, what happens next? Well, I think the bigger question, is about privacy, human data security, and what they do to protect that data. Are they going to sell it to advertisers? I really hope not, because the underlying tech here is pretty cool. Who needs a giant house mirror for millionaires when you could get a lot of information just from this little wand? Anyway, let's move on. Now, if you think my take on the last story about human data is a little bit dramatic, I think this next story might pull you into my sphere of thinking. Human data is so important, and it is precious. Here's why. Okay, so Candy Crush, MyFitnessPal, Tinder, these are all very popular apps with millions and millions and millions of users. And they all use the same data protection and analytics company called Gravy Analytics. Well, an unknown hacker is claimed to have pulled off a major heist of Gravy Analytics, and has shared various screenshots online of their hack. Now, Gravy is a US geolocation tracking firm. So if you've used Tinder and it's asked for your location, which it needs to run, that data is tracked and stored and given to Gravy. And now Gravy has lost all of the data to a hacker. You're compromised. Guys, you've been compromised if you've ever used that. I'm sorry. And the thing is, we don't really know the circumstances of how it happened, why they targeted that, what they can do or want to do with that information. But yeah, they have. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more is that a Russian language post and screenshots uploaded early to XSS. This is a site popular with attention-seeking cyber criminals, and it carried the claim that a large amount of data was hacked. And analysts have looked through it, they've poured through that data, and they can confirm that it's real. You should be concerned. Your location data is precious, as your human data is precious. All of your data is precious. Stop giving it away. If you're interested in learning how to protect your data, start reading into Web3, decentralized identity services, things like this. There are many ways to protect yourself from data criminals, but it will take a little bit of further research. Are you familiar with Hisense? I remember having a Hisense stereo as a kid, I'm sure. Well, the company's still around and they're still innovating and making pretty cool hardware and gadgets, the latest of which I'm super impressed with. Now, I have to tell you something. I don't own a television, and I haven't for some time. And that's because I am a big fan of smart projectors. I have a wonderful smart 4K projector, which has Netflix and YouTube and Spotify and all sorts of stuff built into it. And I really vouch for projectors. The reason being, you become way more intentional with what you watch. You stop watching garbage reality TV rubbish. You start thinking, what will be great to watch on a projector to make it cinematic, right? You really just choose more carefully. And that's why I vouch for projectors. Now, Hisense has just released one of the best, if not the best, home projector ever, and I've got some data to back it up. Allegedly, I haven't got one yet, I haven't used it, I'd like to. Allegedly, it delivers a crystal clear display of up to 150 inches. It's the largest and most flexible laser TV on the market, laser TV projector, right? Yeah, there's loads of data here. The important one is that it can project up to 5,000 lumens of brightness and a 5,000 to 1 contrast ratio. Apparently, if you're a projector head and you know what that means, that's massive. That's absolutely incredible. My question is, and my answer is yes. I want to know your answer. Do you think home projectors can kill the television? Yes, I absolutely do. There are so many benefits. Not many negatives. The only negative is that, of course, when you walk in front of the projector, you can't see the screen. You also need the right place to put it. You need a clear wall. It doesn't suit the setup of everybody's living room, but I can tell you, they cost a lot less than a TV, if you find a good one. They are really cool. People are curious. They're a bit of an icebreaker, a bit of a conversation starter. But yeah, they just make everything way more enjoyable. And if you connect them to surround sound, it's like you'd never need to go to the cinema ever again. I've got a subwoofer, soundbar, surround sound. So every movie I watch makes me want to eat popcorn. It's so good. Really, I really say to you, consider getting or trying a projector. It's awesome. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, guys, we are on to the final story. And after some quite tech-heavy, big innovations, gadgets, hardware, all the sorts, I want to introduce to you something super cute. Let me just slide over to the left to give space for this absolutely adorable little invention. This guy right here is called Nekojita Fufu. What a name. Don't know who came with that, but I love it. So it is simply a little cat that sits on the edge of your mug or the edge of your bowl of soup and blows cool air on it. I mean, this comes from a Tokyo-based tech company. They say the robot combines a fan and a special algorithm, a fooing system. And that fooing is when you got hot food in your mouth and you to try and cool it down. Oh, apparently this algorithm blows at random strengths and intervals, much like a person would to cool down the food or drink. Yeah, the fufu is onomatopoeia. It's just super cute. I just think it's so ridiculous. You got these huge, crazy inventions like NVIDIA's home computer and this digital mirror health scanning system, and still companies can build something tiny, cute, and useful like this. I absolutely love that. And apparently it will be a massive hit in Tokyo and in the rest of Japan because, and I didn't know this, apparently Japanese people have a very low tolerance for hot food, and that's why much of their food is cold, like sushi. I didn't know that, but I just found that out for this video. Substreamers, that's it. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you're still here at the end, much love to you. I'm Joseph, your presenter. 2025 is flying. Where does the time go? You've made it to the end. Congratulations. I'll see you in the next video. If you're not yet liked this video, that's fine. But if you're not yet subscribed, come on. What more do I need to do? Give me your subs. See you next time.